Last season, Ousmane Dembélé was considered as one of Barcelona's most impactful players. He was the kind of player everyone looked towards to make the difference, and he was seen as a big absence every time he was out injured. But now that he has left Barcelona for PSG, everyone has suddenly forgotten about him. And even though we all once saw him as one of Barcelona's main attacking weapons, it doesn't seem as if Barcelona are lacking anything in attack right now. As a matter of fact, Barcelona's attack is probably even better than 1 year ago. But how is it possible that Barcelona seem to do better without Dembélé? Well, this we'll discuss in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. First of all, let's take a look at exactly what kind of player Dembélé was and why he was seen as such a weapon for Barcelona. He was the perfect right winger for Xavi's system. As there was no right back who could keep the pitch wide like Alejandro Balde did at the left, that was a task that the right winger needed to fulfill. And Ousmane Dembélé was perfect for that role, being the kind of winger who always sticks to his side and was at his best when he could start dribbling from there. He was always asking for the ball, and when he got it, he was the best dribbler in Barcelona's squad. As he was two-footed, defenders had no idea where he would go, and combined with his incredible pace, that made him into an absolutely elite dribbler. But in crosses into the box and shooting were, well, one day things he was incredible at, and the other he wasn't even close at being good at it. That's a big problem he had that we still have to come on to. On his good days, Dembélé was almost as good as Neymar in his prime. He took initiative, was a threat for the full 90 minutes and was a nightmare to defend against. But there were also some big problems that Barcelona have now gotten rid of by selling Dembélé, which might explain why their attack seems to be better now. First of all, Dembélé wasn't consistent at all. In his first injury-loaded seasons, people blamed the injuries for it. But in 6 years of Barcelona, Dembélé never had one single consistent period of good games. And what sucks is that it's especially in the big games that he was nowhere to be seen. Against top-class defenders at the highest intensity, he often played that mediocre that fans questioned whether they were even looking at Ousmane Dembélé in the first place. Now, of course, there were some big games that he was great in. In numerous Clásicos he played really well, for example, but he just wasn't a liability in big games. Another problem with him was that he wasn't actually that good at reading the game and making the right decisions. Often he would put a cross into the box when it was completely the wrong decision, or start dribbling when there was, even for him, actually no way to get through. His decision making has never been great, and at moments that has had a lot of negative impact on the overall quality and fluidity of Barcelona's attack. Next, his chemistry with the other players wasn't actually that good. Compared to players like Pedri, Lewandowski or Gundogan, who don't need a lot of time to establish great partnerships with their teammates on the pitch, you never had the feeling that Dembélé played completely in sync with any of his teammates. He was too much of an individualistic player. Another problem with him is that he's never had good finishing. He's always missed big chances at the moments where it mattered most. And again, this is something that Barcelona have always been patient with, but as a right winger, his level of finishing was just unacceptable for a team like Barcelona. And lastly, because of his decision making as well, Dembélé lost possession of the ball too much, because of dribbling sloppily, playing bad passes and not positioning himself in the right way. Sometimes it seemed as if he wasn't paying attention all too well and lost focus during games. He might have been a real weapon for Barcelona on his good days, but often he was a problem for the Blaugrana as well. You just never knew what you would get when playing with him on the pitch. Now that he has left, all of those problems are out of the window too. Barcelona have Ferran Torres, Rafinha and Lamine Yamal as options at right wing, and all three of them are maybe not better but more reliable than Ousmane Dembélé. A good Dembélé is kind of one of the best players in the world, but if you never know whether you're going to see that player, it is just better to play someone that you know of is more reliable. Apart from the fact that all three of Barca's right wingers are more reliable, they have better finishing too, and they don't miss big chances, at least not in the way that Dembélé was able to do so. And most importantly, Barcelona's overall dynamics and fluidity as a team are better without Ousmane Dembélé. One of Dembélé's biggest problems was that his decision making sucked, and that led to a lack of fluidity in Barcelona's attack at moments. All three of Barcelona's current right wingers have better decision making and know when to play what pass, when to go for a shot, when to start dribbling and when to accelerate and slow down the play. And that has resulted in a more fluent attack this season. Their chemistry and understanding of the other players is also better than that of Dembélé, which is another reason why Barca's attack is more fluent now. And lastly, there's more balance now in attack, because of João Felix, who has solved Barcelona's problem at the left side, but also because of Dembélé leaving. When Barcelona were in need of a goal last season, their tactic often was to play the ball to Dembélé and pray that he would do something. That was a successful strategy a couple of times, but more often than not it just resulted in Barcelona becoming too predictable and in some players just not living up to their potential because of this imbalance in the team. With all three of Barcelona's current right wingers, there's less of this need to force them to make it all happen. And that way Barcelona stayed dangerous from all sides, which might also be why they've successfully been able to score late crucial goals in some La Liga games this season. Those late goals, they might not have been scored with Dembélé in the team, cause without him now, Barcelona's attack is simply more unpredictable. Ousmane Dembélé was a world-class talent, but he just lacked some key things to really make it at Barcelona, like decision-making and consistency. On his good days though, he was absolutely amazing, and it's a shame that we won't ever see that player in a Barcelona shirt again. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, Força Ousmane Dembélé I guess, and have a good day.